Welcome to episode 4 of the Pre-Pod podcast. We're talking about fantasy football. We're talking about the Homeboys League. We're talking about everything you need to know this week. We're going to get in deep into the week 2 previews, talk about everyone's record, talk about who's going to win, who's going to lose. We're going to make our projections. Right now, I'm sadly sitting at 1-5, which we don't have to talk about very much. And Blake's sitting at a pretty solid 3-3.
50%.
This is the co-host, the co-commish, the most beautiful man in the world, Blake Brooks. How are you doing tonight, Blake?
I'm great. We just had a great video session prior to this. I think we're getting the hang of this, After 3 videos. Easy as that.
Getting the hang of it, Getting better, Having fun, absolutely.
We got our notes here. We're all ready. Look at this coordination.
That looks like pure chaos.
It was. I started crossing things off. I didn't mean to. Oh, what an intro. That was a beautiful applause.
I told Blake, I was like, let me get one intro. Let me see how it goes.
Might have to let him have them all.
But yes, this is us. Let's do it. Whatever. Let's just jump in.
No need to trifle around. Myself and your favorite team name facing off in week 2.
Grayson, here's episode 4 of me telling you to change your freaking name. Dude, you could literally just at the bare minimum, put an apostrophe. CTC apostrophe S. Get your grammar correct. But yes, continue. Sorry.
I think the more you say, the more committed he is to never changing it.
We're going to die. All of us at I don't know.
As co-commissioners, we could change his name for him.
We would get, dude,
uproar. We'd get shadow banned, everything.
We'd go from co-commissioners to kicked out of the league.
Yeah, then they'd want Steven to be the commissioner, and we'd never play again. To each their own. We'll let him keep his name. So, Battle of 0-1s. I can't remember if we're division rivals or not.
I can pull that up for you.
So I don't have to get off of this, but I think we might be. I think I might be in his division. Actually, it says it right there. We're both in DEM division.
Yes,
so
you guys are both in the same division currently.
So that's a big matchup.
He has a higher chance of the playoffs than you for some reason. Although you're ranked 4, he's ranked 5. So I assume you scored more week 1.
Yes,
but I don't.
I scored 6 more than him.
Bum.
All right. Well, the players here. Let's see. Let's go down the list. I guess we got Kyler Murray and Lamar facing off. Both mobile. Both, I think, looked pretty good. I don't know. Miami's defense did well, but I think the Patriots just played bad. So
the Patriots played absolute ass cheeks. As a Pats fan, wearing a Trey Lance hat, as a Pats fan, they played ass cheeks. But yeah,
big old duty butt.
Wait, why? Oh, because Miami. Got you. I was like, why are we talking about that?
I do think Kyler playing against the Raiders, that could be a shootout that makes me nervous. Lamar and Kyler both have the same player ranking, so I guess that means they got the same points last week. Let me double check.
Yeah, I just looked at
20 points, 20 points. Yep. So
yeah, they are ranked 9. I think, with Lamar and Kyler, it's you got 2 good quarterbacks that either one could go just absolutely crazy in a week, or either one could maybe shoot a bet in a week. Just kind of how it goes.
Yeah, that's one thing. I noticed Lamar didn't really get his ground game going much last week, so I think he'll come back on that. I don't know. That's pretty. I think it's a wash. It literally is projected 1 more point, but projections means nothing.
Projections.
I was projected 110 last week, and I got 128. So,
but to be fair, Grayson is projected to win the game. But
he is, but F him. Let's see. Our first running backs: Joe Mixon, Leonard Fournette. I mean, pretty even.
No. I like Leonard.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I like Joe Mixon better in that matchup. I just feel like, as proven, Leonard Fournette last week against Dallas just destroyed them. He ran for like 120 yards against
That
Dallas's defense.
sounds correct. Let me check that. Yeah, 127 yards, 127
Man, I
attempts.
know so much stuff.
121 attempts.
I know so much. But yeah, I mean,
Big brain.
the thing that also makes me nervous is that Leonard last week, the only reason his score was so low is because they didn't score but one touchdown. And
That is true. The Bucks didn't have, especially when Stack got hurt, they didn't have much of a challenge. They didn't have to do a lot. So that could be scary. I do Mixon wasn't super high on him. Obviously, he's going to do good, but he did pretty well week one. I mean, he's RB7 after week one.
yeah, he's got a lot more passes than they were giving him credit for, so I like that.
Yes, I would definitely give the slight favor to you in that RB1 matchup there between Mixon and Fournette, especially because you got Mixon playing Dallas, who's probably going to be rough.
I think
with
so.
Dak not playing and Fournette.
Lots of runs to be had.
Yeah, Fournette's playing New Orleans, who
Good defense.
still is a decent team, you know.
Yeah. Let's see. Cordero and James
We're
Conner.
about the king. We're about the king.
The fact they're projecting him 10 points after he just had a 21-point outing is wild to me.
Because they know he's only going to play like half the game and maybe get hurt.
I hope not. But he is playing the Rams, but I mean, I feel like that will actually give him more of a chance to catch passes. Because, I mean, he's just as much of a wide receiver as a running back, but
That's true. That's a fair point. That's probably why they're projecting him low, because they play the Rams, who still have a good defense, even though they lost to week one.
yeah, I mean, we'll see. But I think 10's low. I think James Conner, I think that's pretty solid. I'm not high on him this year, but not, it's whatever.
Are you scared of James Conner though?
I kind of like the fact that he has a QB and a running back on the same team. That makes me feel like one of them is going to do well, and one of them probably, unless he throws a touchdown to James Conner, it's the only way it's going to hurt me,
Yeah,
like immensely.
True. Very true.
I am scared of Jamar Chase, but as having Jamar Chase last year, when he had a big game, he generally followed up with some duty butt of a game, and he had a big game last week. So he may be due up for a duty butt game.
Maybe doo-doo.
Debo, I think they'll do better than last week. They play in the crappy rain game.
Yeah, so Jamar plays Dallas also again, you know, another situation. Yeah, Debo though, that whole game last week. Like I said, I'm just throwing away. Obviously, Trey's probably going to throw about 6 touchdowns this week, so Debo will catch 1 or 2.
Might run one in like the running back he is.
True.
Let's see. Brandon Cooks here. I think 13's solid. No complaints.
Yeah.
Christian Kirk, 12. I think no complaints. Njoku, I have no idea about.
Njoku he's projected what, 8, right? Yeah, I've got to pull up here. He had a rough week 1, I feel like.
I think so too, and I think he could do a little better. So
I definitely think he can pull out more than what the 1 point he had.
my tight end, he got his projection last week. As we discussed, big things coming in that spot. By the time this video comes out, it won't matter for them to know.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I made the move, put Gabriel Davis in over Mike Williams because, man, Mike Williams let me down big time. I just want to see. I'll get to him when we get to our bench, but I just feel like Gabe Davis is on Buffalo, and man, he was getting targeted, so I like that.
I personally like that move a lot. I still believe the Titans are gonna be. I still think they're gonna win that division, but the way they played last week, I think it's gonna take them a couple weeks to get it together. The Bills look they are the best team in the AFC. They look amazing, so I think that's gonna be a rough game.
I agree.
So I think Gabe Davis is gonna probably catch another touchdown, probably 70 yards or so, 6 or 7 catches with it. Like he's gonna be in. I think that's a good decision.
Hell yeah. Antonio Gibson, I mean, they don't have anyone behind him, so I can't complain about that. But the fact he's projected 15 is kind of wild to me. I think Detroit just keeps getting such a bad,
I mean,
matchup. Like they lost by like less than a touchdown.
They did, but they gave up they gave up a lot of points. I mean, it was what was the final score of that game? Like 35 to something or 36 something. Like it was like 30 to 30s. It was a shootout, damn near. Like
38-35.
yeah, okay. So if if game goes about the same and Washington wins and it's still 30s to 30s, you got to think that Gibson's going to have probably a touchdown and a bunch of rushing yards and 5 or so catches for a good amount of receiving yards. Like
That is
that's kind
true.
of scary.
I guess we'll see because he did. I don't know. I don't mind him being in the flex spot though. Um, Broncos defense, Colts defense. I am probably gonna change my defense. I don't know. Actually, Houston scares me this year. I'm not gonna lie. I think they're better than they're written up on the paper to be. Jacksonville, however, for Colts defense, that's a little scary because I don't
Um,
think Jacksonville's very good, and Colts defense is pretty solid.
Colts defense, they tied to Houston.
That is true. Yeah. See, that's what
The
I
real,
think Houston's better than they're being written up for.
I think I said that before week 1.
You did,
I
and
think
I
that's
agree.
in the video history. I think Houston is better than people give them credit for. I'm not saying they're good, but they're better than people give them credit for. The real matchup though here is Ryan Suckup, kicker for Tampa Bay, going to outscore Harrison Butker, who's questionable
Yeah.
right now.
That's what I was gonna say. Harrison Butker is like got his ankle injury going on, so that's gotta keep up with that. 'Cause when your kicker's ankles be injured, that's they use them a lot.
I will say, Suckup is the kicker for the team that Tom Brady has, and Tom Brady, as great as he is, he's the GOAT. His team kicks a lot of field goals.
I do agree. That happened last week.
Yeah. I mean, he's the number 3 kicker after week 1. It's because they kick a lot of field goals. So, all right, let me ask you this. I'll ask you this for a few of these. If you had to replace, I'm definitely going to ask you this for this one. If you had to replace one of your players, like absolutely someone, gun to your head, you have to put someone in your bench for someone in your starters. Who's it going to be?
I think I'd go with, Mike Williams. I think he's going to do good. It's just I want to see it before he's back in my starting lineup.
That's fair.
And I bet it because me having Gabriel Davis on my bench last week and him going for 18 is the reason I lost. If I would
Yeah.
have plugged him in anywhere on my team, I would have won. But hindsight's 2020.
That is a fair decision. I think I'll play the opposite side of this. I think for Mr. Change Your Name, CTC's elf boy, I'd probably honestly put in Jacoby Myers. I know it's a bit of a biased pick, but the Pats had a really bad offensive showing, obviously. But Jacoby looked pretty good.
Yeah.
So if I had to put someone in, I'd probably throw him in over maybe like I guess Gibson would be the spot to put him in over.
Either
Either Gibson
Gibson
or
or
Kirk.
Kirk. And he may have George Kittle healthy. Who knows? That
Yeah.
would change some things.
If Kittle's healthy, you play him over Njoku. If he's playing, not
Yeah.
full health, he's just playing.
If I was Grayson, I'd probably plug DK in over Gibson. But
Mr. Seahawk hater, you're putting in DK? You're putting in DK?
I feel like.
You stood strong on this Seahawks hate. They're 1-0. Just saying.
But Gino did play
Dude,
well. Gino played unexpectedly well.
Gino balled out. No one saw that
But
coming.
DK only got 7 points last week, so he didn't do great. So I can't blame the man. But
Yeah,
I
sure.
say if I had to pick, which I will go ahead and pick. It's hard for me to pick against myself, but I just feel like my team has more upside, and I feel like a lot of my players are getting some bad projections. So I'm going myself. Could be a homer pick, but
That's fair.
I'm plugging
That's
my
fair.
name in on the list.
It's very hard to pick against yourself. Let me just do a quick check, do a quick double check, maybe triple check it. I think this is going to be a really close game, I'm going to be honest with you. I think you're going to be really stressed. Do you guys have any Monday night players?
My Gabriel Davis is my Monday night player. So so I'll have Gabriel. That's a big one to have on Monday night too.
I I picked you last week, and you lost by 2. I'm going to pick you again. I think you're going
My
to win a
man.
very close battle.
My
We
man.
don't keep record of like point projection, but I think it's going to be like a 3 to 5 point win for you. Like I think you're going to be stressed going into Monday night, and Gabe Davis is going to pull it out for you. So I'm going to take you.
I'm typing it in. That way we know. That way we know you said it. Came from the mouth.
I can't believe I'm picking you 2 weeks in a row.
I can. I love it. Okay, with that, we'll go to Mr. Garrett and Austin here.
Oh yeah.
This is a close game now, a close projection, and
Allen and Dick Monks.
let's see here.
First
Josh
one,
Allen's gonna just. Oh, I mean, Josh Allen's against Josh or Jalen Hurts, man. That's gonna be a battle. I think either one of those could go.
Also, side note, 2 Monday night games this week.
There is.
They're both going to be playing Monday night, which is kind of wild.
Wow, that is kind of wild. But
that'll be interesting to see this game. You know, if it comes down to it, the Monday night battle, because they both have. I mean, they got Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, and they also flip it to the side. They have look like Stephon also on Monday night for Austin. Stephon. So yeah, a lot of it's going to be decided Monday night. I mean, that's their quarterbacks and Austin's wide receiver 1 all playing Monday night.
Yeah, I think quarterbacks wash out. I definitely think. I mean, DeAndre Swift, he's going to get me all day over Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
I love Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt.
Oh, look, Kamara. Side note, sorry to break you, sorry to interrupt you. Alvin Kamara is running back 46 after week 1. He's questionable already. He scored 8. I'm sorry,
not
8
good.
He scored 6 points last week. Yeah, he sucks. I'm taking DeAndre
week
Swift
1, he's done. Put him down.
He's dead. Like you might as well drop him, Garrett. I mean, come on now. Alvin and the Thick Monks. How about not name your team after someone who like scores points for you, like Josh Allen or Kareem Hunt? Or
it could be Allen and the Thick Monks. I can't even say his name right ever. I'm never going to use his name right.
No, he should call it Allen and the Chickmunks.
DeAndre Swift just is great. Zeke, I still don't like Zeke. I think Kareem Hunt is the way better option here. That man catches passes like it's his business.
Yeah. I don't know. Yes, I mean I don't know. Zeke. It's hard with the Cowboys now. Now the Dak's hurt, it changes everything.
Yeah, it sure does.
I'd probably take Kareem Hunt too. Yeah.
You're with me.
Stephon versus Tariq though. What do you think about that?
Stephon Diggs all day. That man's a PPR monster. He's gonna get 10 points alone from PPR.
That's fair.
I mean, Tyreek's just still acclimating. The big question is Allen Robinson. Is he gonna step up?
So that's I started to glance down at that because Allen Robinson, someone I was really I'm still pretty high on, and he had like I don't know 2-3 points last week, and then McLaurin, someone who I was kind of low on, had like I don't know 16 or so. Like he had a great game.
I think he had 13. Yeah, 13.
13, still a solid game. And whatever.
I think that was a flex spot, or no, that was his wide receiver 2. I mean, wide receiver 2, 13 points, not bad.
That is an interesting little matchup there. I mean, one plays Atlanta, one plays Detroit. I'd probably honestly lean McLaurin just because he showed more week 1. Carson Wentz actually looked pretty good week 1.
I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah, I just have no reason yet to believe Allen Robinson is going to do well, so I'm with you.
No, just based off pure like hope for that man.
Now the funny thing is, these tight ends were traded last week, so now they're.
Oh, that is. You're correct.
So, which also, looking down, Austin is not starting Edwards-Helaire after his really good week, which is interesting.
Yeah, easy choice on who we'd replace, huh?
I think I would put him in over Zeke, but I am not the owner of this team.
I would also probably put him over Zeke. I honestly might put him in. No, I'd put him in over Zeke. Yeah.
Yeah, I think A.J. Dillon is a good play because I think Rodgers is getting pressured so much, he's just going to dump it off. And AJ Dillon is actually really good. He can run the ball really well.
Yeah.
Um, Adam Thielen just did not do well. I don't really like Adam Thielen. If I was Garrett, I'm jumping ahead to this. I think I'd plug James Robinson in over Adam Thielen, to be honest, or Robbie Anderson. I think Robbie Anderson 100%.
I wouldn't. I would keep Thielen in, mainly because not as you just projected a little ahead to project ahead more. I'm probably gonna. I think Austin's gonna win this one. I'm gonna pick Austin, but so I think if I was Garrett, I think I would hopefully realize that you have definitely a chance to win the game, but you're banking a lot on the Kamara, Hunt, Hill, and Thielen touchdowns. So I would keep Thielen in and hope he catches a touchdown on Monday night.
Yeah, I think you're right. Um, I like Garrett's defense, and I'm always going to pick the Bucks defense. They're solid.
Yeah, especially with the Commanders. Detroit did not look bad week one,
No,
man.
I think Commanders didn't look great defensively. So,
Yeah,
I mean, kickers are kickers. They're gonna do. You never know.
they're gonna do their thing. They're gonna do their thing.
They're gonna do their
I would
thing.
definitely, if I was Austin, I'd put Alaire in, which I can't believe I'm saying. I was very down on him.
I was
Um,
so down on him. I was hating on the man because he let me down last year. But I'm with you. I think, and I hate doing this to Garrett 2 weeks in a row, but I'm gonna go on the Austin train also. I just think
yeah,
he's got more explosive people this week. I've got to see something out of Alvin Kamara to believe in Alvin Kamara and Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson just that I have a bad taste in my mouth from that man.
yeah, I'm gonna go. Obviously, gonna go Austin. Also, I think Garrett has a chance of winning for sure. It's gonna depend a lot. I think Garrett's just a little more boomer bust, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I don't
No,
love
and
matchups.
no, and I
Kareem
think
Hunt,
yeah,
yeah, it's good, but after that, I don't love it all.
yeah. If I'm Garrett, I might plug in Thielen for Robinson and put my either James Robinson in my flex or Robbie Anderson in my flex, and then let Allen Robinson just like show up if he can. If he shows up, then plug him back
Wait,
in.
you're saying so? That doesn't make sense. You're just replacing your flex for your starting wide receivers.
Yeah, I'm saying put Adam Thielen in wide receiver 2 slot.
Why does that matter though? The total points is they're still scoring towards the total points.
Well, then okay, well then you can just put Robbie Anderson over Allen Robinson.
That okay. That's a fair assumption. If Thielen's playing though, you should keep him in the flex because on the off, the
Okay,
totally
you're
off.
right about that. I see what you're saying. Him being
Yeah.
Monday night.
Yes. You always let your last player be the flex,
I was just
just in
saying that
case.
way you have the option to put a running back or wide receiver in, is what I was thinking.
Okay,
But
I follow you now.
yeah. Okay, so it sounds like we're both going Austin. I think
Yeah. Yeah, definitely gonna pick Austin. But I think it could be a good matchup though.
it could go either way. I'm not hitting on or giving Garrett crap or anything, but I think either one of these could win. I think this is a one player does well and pulls the tide to one
To
side.
change everything. That's what I mean. Allen or Hurts could shit the bed, and all of a sudden it's a
Yeah,
lopsided game.
exactly. Because I mean that's where most of their projections are coming from on both sides.
Yes,
Their
that's
quarterbacks.
two very good quarterbacks that they got. So
On to Mr. Caleb and Steven. You get to match up with the man I got beaten by last week.
yeah, matchup of 0-1 versus 1-0. Projections say he beats me.
Let's see if we agree with this. Russell Wilson, he did all right, got 20 points. I think that's pretty solid. Trey Lance,
Projections
I
on me
like,
again.
yeah, like we've said, Trey Lance didn't get a good shake. You know, and yeah, there you go. Rep the hat. I think
Oh,
I think Trey has a much better week than last week. I don't want to like Seattle, man. Seattle looked good, but it's it's still they're just in shambles, I feel like.
I kind of agree. I think Seattle was kind of running a bit of a high of the whole like revenge or the rematch or whatever you want to call it game against Russell. I don't think they're really that great still.
Yeah, I think reality's going to hit hard soon.
I also it sucks because I have Mitchell, the San Francisco running back, that Elijah Mitchell that got hurt, and
Um,
it sucks a bit, but it also might low key help Trey. Like maybe he runs 2 or 3 times more again.
Forces a few more runs out of him. Yeah.
So I'm gonna be honest. As much as I love my boy, I debated picking up another quarterback and playing them for the week just to have a safe play because I feel like
Absolutely not.
I feel like Trey is a little like gonna score like less than 10 or maybe break out for like 25 to 30 this week.
I think this
But I
would be the
still
week he could do it. I agree. I think he'll keep up with Russell. I do think the Houston Denver game will be a shootout because I do think Houston's a good team.
Yeah.
Davis Mills is not looking bad.
Hey.
Let's see,
Oh,
Derrick Henry. Yeah, Derrick
Dalvin's
Henry
already
had a bad week last week, but I think he's going to step it up.
for a
Dalvin Cook.
first round pick, he had a trash week.
Yeah, he had a very bad week, but Dalvin Cook on the other side also had a pretty bad week, but I
That's true.
think he will also step it up.
Yeah, I think it's also true. Also, again, little Monday night matchups there. They don't play each other, but both play on Monday night. The 2 Monday night games is really interesting.
They're lining up a lot of suspense, for Monday.
Yeah.
Might have to throw a little Sunday special video in there by Blake and Caleb.
Oh, hey, one would be down.
Montgomery, I just don't know. That rain game, I don't have anything to say about it.
Yeah, I'm totally watching the rain game. I think Montgomery's still a good choice against Green Bay. The only thing I'll say is, even though Rodgers looked bad, Rodgers owns the Bears, dude. He whips their ass year in, year out.
He does.
Sorry,
He
Nellis.
owns them, as he said.
Yeah.
You got the old Derail Henderson. He got the carries. He got the
Yeah.
carries, and I have a feeling that the Rams are going to be out for revenge this game after their tragic loss. And I
Yeah.
think Atlanta is going to get whipped, and they're going to be running the ball a lot. So I think you might pull that one out. I think Henderson will get the carries.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we're hoping for. Obviously, Elijah Mitchell got hurt. It's going to be out a while. I'm still debating on that whole situation. Obviously, he's not playing this week, though. So I figure that's the best scenario. I think the Rams are going to come out kind of a little pissed off that they're 0-1 and didn't play that great against the Bills. I think they're going to whip up on Atlanta, and hopefully he's still going to get a lot of the carries. So I'm hoping he can score me a solid, like 10 to 15, and I'll be happy with that.
I'd say it's doable. Sorry, Caleb Devontae is just not beatable.
I'm going to get my ass whooped in the wide receiver one position on him.
Yeah, I mean CD's got Cooper Rush, so I mean he didn't do bad. Cooper Rush did what he could, but like it's Devontae Adams, and I had my doubts, but man, he proved me wrong, and that's why I lost last week.
Yeah.
Now,
CD's going to be an interesting situation. That's one of those situations where I drafted him so early, and like I have
you have no
pivots
excuse to sit him.
Yeah, but what am I gonna like? I mean, Lazard, who didn't play last week, and I don't really know if he's gonna do great. Julio, maybe an option, but I don't know. We might see.
I mean, if he's the only option, I think he's going to get a lot of PPR points at least.
But do I really take CeeDee Lamb out of my lineup? Like,
probably not. I wouldn't.
I don't know. But going on to the next matchup, Pittman Jr., wide receiver 5 after week 1 against Deontay Johnson, who's way down there.
Yeah, you got him for a steal.
Yeah, Pittman is one of my favorites. I was in town this past weekend. I have Pittman Jr. I'm in 6 leagues this year. I have him in 5 leagues.
Oh
I'm
God.
very high on that guy.
You committed that man.
And hey, 1 for 1 so far. I mean,
I will say Deontay Johnson had 1 point until overtime, and then he got to 11 on me last week, and that's another reason I lost, which is really annoying.
They also play New England, who looked rough, so that could be bad.
Could be. Tight ends leave a lot to be desired. I don't have too much to say on those.
What did Goddard do last week? Goddard had 9. Komet had
0. But
0.
brain game. Nothing to be said.
Then
look at this little flex spot, the little matchup of the Broncos.
Dude, oh man, I gotta let a little insider info here. We were talking off cam. are off recording, I guess, about maybe dropping Sutton to let someone else play and just let Sutton have another week to see what he's really going to do. But now I can't, dude. I got to leave Sutton against Judy. Are you kidding me? I got to play that. I have to ride my boy. I have to show that Sutton is the number one wide receiver. Last week was a fluke, obviously, because they shouldn't have lost that game anyway. I've got to stick with it now. I didn't even realize this until just now. There's no chance.
Are you calling him Sutland?
He's there.
Are you calling him Sutland, Caleb?
Cortland Sutton.
I thought you were saying Sutland the whole time. I was like, this guy doesn't even know who's on his team. I think you're right.
Judge Judy.
Judge Judy. I think you're right. I say keep him in there. I think that makes for a fun matchup, if anything.
Well, I have to now. I have
to. I mean, Bill's defense is gonna just bend the Titans over.
Yeah, I mean, I got low-key kind of lucky. Dolphins defense played a average-ass team in the Patriots, sadly, this year, so they scored well. They play Baltimore this week. I might look at – it's Tuesday night while we're recording this. I might look at a couple waiver pickups and maybe flex something else in there for the week. We'll see.
Not a bad choice. Kickers are kickers.
Kickers are kickers.
Honestly, I'm looking at the benches, and man, I don't see much that I'd switch out, to be honest.
So that's what, if you bullet to the head, you got to switch one person on my team. Who are you doing?
Julio for Cortland Sutton is what I do. I liked what I saw out of Julio, and that's about the only thing I could.
I figured that's what you would say, and that is the one I'm considering, man.
Julio and Tom Brady had something going, and I think if they would have had more scores, Julio would have been in there for one of them.
Well, yeah, that's what. I don't know. We'll see.
You got like 5 days to think about it.
Yeah, I got time to consider.
Steven, I don't think I'd change that around at all, to be honest.
Well,
I don't see anyone that I want.
I mean, Boyd has concussion, so I don't know if he's going to play this week. You're not going to play Madison when you have Cook. Who the fuck is Tyrone Davis-Pierce anyway?
I don't.
Oh, a running back. So he's trying to pick up.
He's trying to
play off my hurt
chess piece us.
Also, just want to circle the fact that I have an IR player, and I debated bringing up this topic in the group me that maybe we throw in an IR spot, and I know it get shut down. I don't want it, but man, it sucks when you got a player on IR and you don't have an IR spot to throw them on.
I agree. I say we put a vote in next year because I think one IR spot's not out of the realm of possibilities.
I don't know. I think I'd vote against it still because it's just you got to make tough decisions. I got to decide: do I want to keep that IR on my bench for 2 months or do I want to drop him?
I'm happy either way. I like the tough choices. I think.
Go ahead. Do it. Do it to me.
Man, I just seeing Devontae Adams over there. Devontae Adams, and then I think Dalvin Cook's going to play better. And I know you've got some uncertainty with CeeDee Lamb and Cole Kmet. I hate going at you twice in a row, but man, Steven's team is scary.
You were right last week, and I will admit Steve's team is scary. You're picking him, obviously. ESPN's picking him. 55-45 on the percentage there for ESPN. There's no chance that Mr. Trey Lance has a bad week again. He's going to tear it up. He's going to go for 25. There's no chance, in my opinion, that Henry has another week under 15. He's got to get the end zone this week. I also my team shit the bed last week, but I had the rain game going on for 3 of my players. I had Elijah Mitchell getting hurt. I had a lot of things against me. I had Dak Prescott getting hurt, throwing to my CeeDee Lamb. There's no chance I have that bad of luck this week. I'm taking
the world was against you.
I'm taking me. Sorry, Steve. You're going 1-1. I'm going to be 1-1.
I think it could go either way. You guys are pretty close, but next week will tell us.
Next week we'll know, but I'm definitely taking me.
All right, you're penciled in. On
I
to
I
On
promise
to
eventually I'll probably pick against myself, but not this week, baby. Not this week.
it's your choice. That's what the great thing is, you know.
Where
All
are we moving
right.
to, Mr. Brooksy?
Let's see here. Travis and Philip. I God, Travis just like
Yeah, this is a pretty easy one.
I don't even know if we need to go through this full thing, but man, okay, let's just do a quick one here.
Let's
The only thing
breeze.
I see that Travis's team would do well on is Dalton Schultz was doing so good. I feel like
Yeah.
every pass I saw was like Dalton Schultz catch the pass. I mean, Matt Stafford's not going to get 4 points again, so he's going to do better. But
Najee's
uh,
questionable still. Cam Akers,
yeah,
I still think, is not going to do much. Juju's
the
didn't
fact
show me.
Cam Akers is still in his starting lineup, and okay, so Travis did move his lineup around. I actually didn't know if he would because Keenan Allen's on his bench.
Probably good because I don't think he's going to end up playing. And even if he does, I wouldn't feel comfortable with it. But I mean, you look at the other side. Phillips got Mahomes, who just threw 5 touchdowns. Like he's still Mahomes. Eckler, who didn't have a crazy week, but he's Austin Eckler. He'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean
Singletary had a decent week.
the only person I don't like is Singletary on Phillips' team. Honestly,
I think he
Waddle.
had a decent week one though. Not crazy, but decent.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to have more than seven
But
under
then
my
I mean,
RB2.
AJ Brown did great. Jalen Wall had a solid week.
Andrews could have done a little better, but
Yeah, but it still did decent. Yeah, this one's a pretty quick and easy. I'm sorry, Travis. I might pick against you every time. Even ESPN, 103 to 116 right now. Like they're calling for a blowout.
I think 103 is kind of nice. I think they're being nice.
I can't say much. I didn't break 100 last week, so
I mean, like Najee, I don't think is 100% to even play.
no.
And who's he going to put in? James Cook, who got -3 last week.
Mr. Fumble. Yeah, this one's an easy one. I'm taking Philip. These nuts too easy.
Too easy. Write it in. Pencil it
Definitely.
in. Nice and easy. We love to see it.
We-
Nellis
Three for
and
three we agree on.
dude, yeah, I think no, I picked against you, so
That's right. Well, so I'm 3-0 right now, and
I
you're
hope I'm
2-0.
wrong for the sake of my co-host.
What do we move on to? Nelson Philly. Jack me off a dub versus
Nelson
the
Philly.
love of the chocolate starfish.
Another close game. Lots of close games here. Justin Herbert, he's great. Justin Herbert's great. Jonathan Taylor's great. Holy crap, this team. I can't believe Stevens only projected 112. Or
You mean
Nellis, sorry. I looked at the picture Nellis has and I thought it was Steven,
that's fair.
and I
That's
said
fair.
Steven.
That
Okay, the reason he's not projected high is because Chris Godwin's in
look at
his
his
lineup with
receiver. Yeah,
0.
look at his receivers. That's why his quarterback and running backs are amazing, but Godwin's hurt, didn't do anything.
Amari Cooper's
Cooper
not
Kupp's
great.
not hurt, didn't do anything. And Darnell Mooney, his flex, had I think one catch last week, right?
He had a
And that
point.
was that was the rain game.
A
So
point. Yeah, that is true. He does have Kelsey, who's I was discounting him this year, but he's doing Kelsey things.
yeah, he did Kelsey things week one for sure.
But I mean, like, otherwise, I'm looking through here and I'm like, besides Jonathan Taylor, Saquon, and Herbert, like, that's all. That's Nelson's team, man. He's got 4 superstars. I don't know how he allowed that. I mean, I guess
Well, that's what
Saquon was down.
wasn't Nellis the team we talked about on the last episode that he won based off his like 4 players?
Yeah, that was it, and he sure did. Like, I mean,
Won off it.
if that's what you do to win, I mean, that's a win. A win's a win. And I mean,
He's a former champ. I mean, he's got an idea of what he's doing.
if I were Nellis, I would put in, I mean, Kenny Galladay over Godwin because I don't know if he's actually going to play.
Yeah, Godwin's the easy sub there just because you don't know if he's going to play. On the other side, though, I mean, like Rodgers he's got to do better than he did last week.
He's playing Chicago.
Same,
He's
same thing with McCaff.
he's angry.
Yeah,
I think I'm with you. He does better. I think McCaffrey, they're playing against my Giants, man. I will say Giants defense is pretty good this year. They're better than you would expect. I was reading some reviews,
Expected them to be very bad, so
and they got to win.
oh, you did. Hey, 1
Uh,
0.
Nick Chubb is playing the Jets. That's probably a
Yeah,
lot of
probably do
points.
well. Mike Evans got to do probably pretty good. I think Renfro will do better. Man,
I just
man, I
think
thought this
everyone's,
might be an easy pick.
yeah, I think everyone's going to do better on Philly's team. Like, honestly, I
Yeah,
don't
and that's
know.
what we talked about in Phil's last matchup that we thought he lost, but we thought he probably had the better team. He was going to do better long run.
Yeah, and
I'm
I mean, like, there was a few, like, where I saw from Aaron Rodgers that Romeo Dubs on his bench, whatever his name is, he was like 2 catches away from having like 40-yard catches. And I mean, that would have boosted those points up.
I do think honestly, if I was Mr. Philbo, I would at least consider and maybe do putting in Michael Carter. I would probably move Marquise Brown to the wide receiver 2 spot, bench Renfro, and put Michael Carter in my flex just because he's kind of owning that backfield right now.
Yeah, I think I 100% agree with you. The only other thing I do is put, I don't know, I none of his other receivers like have proven anything.
Yeah,
I think I'm
it's
with you. I do the same thing.
it seems interesting because I think they're all going to do better, but none of them I have like full confidence in.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna pick Philly this time. I just feel like he has some upside.
You're taking Bilbo?
I think
I thought we
so.
were going to agree on this. No, I'm taking Nelly. I'm going against ESPN. I'm taking Nellis. ESPN projects 112 to 118 Bilbo's side, but I think the problem with Philly's team for this
Actually,
week is
hold
I
up.
think
I forgot he has Godwin in still. So yeah, I'm
that's what
switching mine. Going
I
Nellis.
think. Yeah, he's going to replace Godwin more than likely, especially if he's not playing at all. Even if he is, he might replace him. He's got a couple of options in Hooper or Wilson, even maybe Galladay just throwing a
Yeah, I
ditch
totally forgot
effort.
Godwin was still in there with 0 points. And even if Godwin plays, like that's still Godwin's great. So yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I definitely think Nelson will win this one.
Yeah, I think that's a. I mean, Philly's team is not bad by any means, but I
No,
think
not at all. But it's
Nellis's team
rough,
just has like
rough.
as long as his team stays healthy, Nellis's team is really
Yeah,
scary.
Nelson
I think there's
fight
one more team better than him, and I think we're getting ready to switch over to him.
over to the Jaquan.
We're on to Jaquan, which surprisingly he's projected lower than Ethan, which is kind of wild.
Yeah. Well, T. Higgins questionable. He's probably not going to play just because of concussion.
Yeah,
Um,
man, they got him projected at 14 with his questionable status. That's wild.
I will say, I mean, Quan's bench. Like if he's got to replace T. Higgins, I kind of assume he will. What does he got? I guess Gerald Everett. Is that his best case scenario?
I think I would go bump Michael Thomas up to where T. Higgins is and put in Tony Pollard in my flex if I had to
Tony
do it.
Pollard, running back 58 with 3 points last week. That's who you're putting in.
I like Tony Pollard, and I don't know. I think
With
with
Dak not playing.
with Dak
Remember
not
who we
playing, I
were?
think there's going to be more dump offs, and I think he's going to be the man to go to.
Well, I disagree with that. I would absolutely put in either Gainwell or Jared Everett. Um, that's just assuming T. Higgins doesn't play. But anyway, I mean, just the place by place matchup, Jameis versus Brady. Those are both probably. I mean, they literally play each other. That could be a shootout. It could be a shit show. It could be a lot of things.
Yeah, that's
That
literally
kind of
assuming J.K. Dobbins doesn't play. Also, if J.K. Dobbins plays, that's another
J.K.
question.
Dobbins may not play football ever again in his life.
I think he's just a broken man.
Javante Williams and Aaron Jones, those could both be great. Josh Jacobs and Miles Sanders, those are two people I was pretty low on at the beginning of the season. And
Justin Jefferson just is great. I mean,
look at
like,
that. Oh my God. What a matchup we got here.
yeah,
Justin
just
Jefferson and Cooper Cup.
number 1 and 2. That is, you couldn't ask for more there.
DJ Moore and T. Higgins. T. Higgins, Don't know if I'll play or not.
Yeah, I don't. That's crazy. They have
Oh,
projected at
this is
14.
a matchup, dude.
Yeah, DJ Moore, I think, didn't have the game he was supposed to have last week.
I think DJ Moore is one of those players. I think he's gonna be boomer bust all the time.
He's
He's
pretty
not.
solid PPR wise. I thought he usually got like 12 catches a game. I remember playing against him, and I just heard DJ Moore catch the pass. DJ Moore catch the pass, and I'm like, stop it right now.
Yeah, no, that's great. Let me read you his stat line for week 1. 3 receptions on 6 targets and 43 yards for 7 points.
Yes, but they're getting used to Mister.
3 receptions
That
on
was not
6.
good. I will agree. Week 1 was ass.
So I think I'm going to stick with the fact that he's boomer bust. Some weeks he's going to have those 3 receptions. Some weeks he's going to have 8 for a titty and 100 yards.
Some week he'll have 80.
He may. I don't know. And Ethan's got to live with that. As long as he's okay with that, he's not a bad play. But
yeah,
definitely.
I think I'm with you. Let's see. Darren Waller is definitely better. Michael Thomas is if he's doing that every week. I mean, that's insane to me that he's in the flex.
Who you
ETN, I've got
taking?
to see something out of that man before I start hyping him up.
Who you taking? I want to say the projections here are Quan 112, Ethan 116, 49% chance for 51% chance. This is probably the closest game of the week.
I think the fact Quan is
Wow.
projected under Ethan is wild to me. Just looking at Quan's team, I think Jameis is going to go for 20. I think Javante is going to go for a little more than 14. Miles Sanders is the only one I always hate. I always hate that man. I don't know why. I mean, Justin Jefferson's like giving him 19. I think is conservative of ESPN. I just and then Michael Thomas with 12. Like that's crazy to me. They're under projecting the entirety of Quan's team.
Yeah. Okay. So you taking Quan?
I'm a Quan homer. Give me Quan again.
Give you Quan. Give you Quan. You Quan. I'm not gonna agree with you here, man. I'm gonna take Ethan. I think Cooper Kupp's gonna have a great week again, especially against Atlanta. He might catch 4 touchdowns. Who knows? Aaron Jones. I feel like the Packers always lose week 1, and then week 2 they just route somebody, and Cincinnati's just the person they're gonna do it to. I think Brady's gonna have a better week. I think his whole team's going to be stacked. The only thing worrying me on the other side for Quan is Justin Jefferson. But even him, I think he's not going to go for 40 again. He's going to do a solid 15 to 20 probably. Maybe have a down week. Although that might be a shootout. Miles Sanders would probably break his leg this game. Yeah, I'm taking Ethan. This is an easy pick for me.
Break his leg. Go. Just be gone for the rest of the year.
I do hate Miles Sanders, so that I'm a little biased in that. But
All right. Well, at least we got some differing things. I guess if I was Ethan, I would sub out ETN for somebody, anybody. Mecole Hardman.
No, I think Ethan's got the right lineup. I think if anyone he considered to put in, maybe Kadarius Toney, just because there's a chance that guy goes off. But
Yeah, I don't know. Even being a Giants fan, I don't know what happened there. That was kind of weird.
Yeah. On Quan's side, I think he's got the right lineup in too. Maybe putting in Gainwell, counting on a bit of maybe a shoot off in that game and trying to get just more people in it. But I mean, he's got to put someone in over T. Higgins, I guess.
If he's hurt, yeah.
I'd probably play Gainwell.
Yeah, I'm between Gainwell or Pollard. Probably Gainwell just because he's proven it. If the guy proves it, he deserves to be in.
Yeah.
Pollard's only had 3 points, so.
Yeah, Pollard did not prove she isn't it last week.
Well, I mean, that about does it. We got some nice projections here. We got a little bit of dissonance.
Yeah, after week 1, what you're 3-3, I'm 1-5, so it's
3-3, 1-5.
I'm due time to catch up. I'm probably going 6-0 this week, maybe 5-1.
If you get them all right and I get them, even if I get them all wrong and you get the 2 right that you didn't agree with me on, you tie me up.
That's right. So that's what I'm going 6-0 this week. It's decided. Congratulations to the people I picked on winning.
It makes me feel good because that means I'm gonna win. Oh, well, another week coming up. It's exciting. It's some good games ahead. I think the Monday night games will be fun. I'm excited to watch them, even though I'll have volleyball. Oh, geez, Trey Lance. I think
Trey
Trey's
Lance.
gonna pull it
Oh,
out. I'm
gotta
gonna
have
hype
a better
Trey
week.
hype train.
He's gotta have a better week. I'm full commit now.
Well, with that, Caleb, I say goodbye to our fans. Thanks for
Wrap it up.
watching. Another good week in the books. I hope the boys enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, pound
Oh,
it.
pound that subscribe button, baby.
We'll
And
catch you in
then,
the next one, fam.
yeah, let's close it out right here.
He done did it.